Welcome to Community Conversations. I'm Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner, and my guest today is Cynthia Turrell, who's the Community Outreach Director for Wells House, Inc., also known as Gale Recovery. Welcome, Cynthia.
Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm so excited to have you today so that you can share a little bit about what Gale Recovery is, the work you do in our community and have been doing in our community, and some new information about what's changed in the last few years.
Ooh, lots of stuff, wonderful stuff has changed in the past few years. We've been here for a while.
So why don't you start off just sharing what you do?
We are a substance abuse treatment provider. Been here since 1976. We're celebrating our 40th anniversary this year in Frederick, being of service to people who have substance abuse issues. We started in 76 with 12 men that 3 men in our community identified really could use some help to overcome their alcoholism. So we started out there, and today we have 2 different houses, and we provide residential treatment for 32 people. And the exciting news is, with a recent merger with another company, treatment provider out of Washington County, we are going to be serving probably 100 more people.
Wow.
Not residential treatment, however, we'll be offering outpatient and intensive outpatient and really expanding services over the next actually just couple of months.
Well, that's really good news. We know that there's a growing issue with substance abuse in our community and, of course, in our state and our country. And so the need for more service is really important. And I think many people don't understand what's involved with recovering from an addiction, with substance abuse, whether it's, people understand alcoholism and alcohol abuse a little bit more and understand that it's a lifelong commitment.
Right.
But it's the same thing with any other kind of addiction. You can't just detox and then suddenly be well. It really does take a lot of commitment and support to beat substance addiction.
It does, and I think that one of the challenges that we see is that most people don't understand addiction as a disease. They look at it as more of a moral issue, a choice issue. And one of the things that we're trying to get out to the community, and we've been doing a lot of prevention focus the last couple of years, doing town halls, doing those things to get the information in the hands of the public about what addiction is and subsequently what does treatment look like, And one of the things with this epidemic that we're in the middle of is that the opioid issue that we have right now, if somebody is on opioids long enough, they have a brain chemistry change. They no longer have a choice. Am I going to use? Am I not going to use? There is a thing that happens to the brain that if somebody has used long enough, the chemical makeup shifts to the point that it may never shift back. So that's why, your understanding of lifelong treatment is just exactly what this is. Because if I have diabetes, I'm never going to not be insulin dependent. If I have substance abuse that has done this altering of the brain chemistry, I am always going to be altered. So how do we do that? Treatment is a beginning, and treatment looks like an inpatient situation in a perfect world. Inpatient treatment that allows people to separate themselves from the drug, allows the detox to happen, allows the fog to begin to lift. But from there into a minimum of 6 months to a year residential setting that is structured, that provides counseling, that provides group, that provides life skills. I mean, these are some of the things. You can't just treat the disease and turn somebody out on the street, because most of the time when they've reached that, they're unemployable. Their job skills are questionable. Lots of people are either undereducated or need to go back and refresh just standard education. I mean, that's one of the things that we are really focused on, is the whole person, not just treating your substance abuse issue, but how do we treat all those other things that may have fallen apart as a consequence of the substance abuse.
Because everything is interrelated.
It's all interrelated.
Now, as you expand with this recent merger, and there's been a focus on residential treatment, but now there's going to be more of additional focus on outpatient treatment and intensive outpatient treatment. Where are you going to be able to provide all of these services?
We actually have a new building that we will be moving into within the next 6 months, 6 weeks. And so we'll be able to provide the outpatient, the intensive outpatient, but we also are partnering with the University of Maryland Psychiatric School. And so we provide telemedicine. They have docs that actually set up appointments with our clients. They are in front of a monitor.
Okay.
They have that kind of interaction if we need a nurse there for that. Most of that is for medically assisted substance abuse treatment.
Okay.
So Suboxone, Vivitrol, those kinds of things, we will be able to provide those services. GED, our clients, if you do not have our residential clients, if you do not have a high school diploma, we have a program that part of your deal is you're required to go in and meet with our education director and take a GED course, and he has mentored many people already in Frederick, several people through the GED. They are now high school graduates and moving on to some local community college things. So we're really focused on that. Life skills. How do you balance a checkbook? For us, that's, we do that. But a lot of our clients just don't even have those simple skills. So we're very excited about that.
Okay, very good. So now, what is your role within this organization as the Community Outreach Director?
Well, so up until about 3 years ago, Gale Recovery in the community was kind of this anonymous little nonprofit. Well, it's very difficult to sustain anonymity and nonprofit at the same time. So we began to get out to the public and let them know what we're doing. My job is really to do what we can do to form partnerships with people who see our clients. We work with Hartley House. Lots of people with substance abuse issues also have trauma issues. So we have partnered with them. We partner with the health department.
Oh yeah, the health department's very involved in substance abuse.
Huge partnership with them, have a contract. Anybody who we can exchange services really to try again to treat this whole person. What are we doing? Villa Maria is one of our partners. So if we have somebody who has a mental health issue, we will be able to help them. You have to treat both to be successful in either one. So,
okay. So now I know that you also received one of Frederick County's community partnership grants. So how do you plan to use that funding?
Mostly for counseling services and education services that I just talked to you about. The idea is we were in a position really financially that we were down to maybe not being able to sustain. And so when we applied for this grant, we had just gone through the merger, but we still need additional counselors. We also are looking at, in this expansion, one of the things that we will be using part of these funds for is to hire additional counselors. We would like to bring on a Spanish-speaking counselor, because we know that there's a huge Hispanic population that we have not been able to serve adequately because
Of
of
the language barriers.
So that is one of our next hires. We're also looking at bringing somebody on to be able to provide in-house mental health.
Okay.
Because again,
There's a strong linkage between mental health and substance abuse.
Right.
Very strong.
so the funds will be used just to be able to bring our counseling services up to a place
another
that
notch.
we'll be able to serve more of the citizens in Frederick County.
So if people want to need assistance, want to find out more information, what's the best way for them to contact you?
Through the Gale House number, really directly, will get you to any one of us. If it's an emergency situation with a loved one or somebody that you need help with, 211 and 911. You know, I just can't say that enough. Those are the critical things to call. And then once the crisis is over, reach out to us and we'll be able to take it from there.
Well, I appreciate that. We do see a number of people who are in need of assistance through our emergency services. And certainly if there's an emergency, we always want people to call 911.
Right.
We do encourage people to call 211 for resources and other information. But we'll also put up on the screen information on how they can contact Gale Recovery as well as Wells House Incorporated. Fabulous. And so people do ask after the crisis is over, where can we go access treatment, whether it's inpatient treatment or counseling, whatever is needed. And we do really try to connect people to resources so that they can have a chance to really recover from an addiction that takes a lot of time and effort. And really, we have to congratulate the people who are successful in winning the day there, because it is possible to recover, and I think that's another important message that we need to get out to the community.
There is hope. Absolutely, there is hope.
Would you like to make any other concluding comments?
You know, I just think that pay attention to some news that's going to be coming out. We hope to be doing another town hall, and I want to thank you for your support of our last one. Again, sometime in September, to try and educate the community on what do you look for, where do you go, and what is this all about? So,
well, we thank you for the good work that you do to support people in our community. Gale House and Gale Recovery have been well known for a number of years, and now Wells House and Wells House Inc. is what we've merged into. And so we really want to thank you for being part of the solution to the substance abuse addiction that is plaguing our community and our state and nation. So for our viewers, I want to say thank you for joining us. Certainly, we appreciate the good services that we have from many of our human service nonprofits in our community, including Wells House. And if you need assistance, please reach out. You can always call 211 for resources of all kinds, but Wells House and Gale Recovery are here to assist you with substance abuse issues. Thank you for joining us.